a kind of ancestral shiver that works its way up your spine, whispering something is wrong. I got that feeling tonight. It started with the power flickering, like it always does before a storm. But the sky was clear, no wind, no thunder, not even a breeze. Just an empty, darkening sky over quiet Maple Ridge, small town. One stoplight, one gas station, not much more. I was on my couch, scrolling through my phone when the emergency alert buzzed. Not just a beep. This was a screech, like something dying in my speaker. My phone screen glitched. The warning text bled into itself before stabilizing. Nighttime is not safe. What the hell does that even mean? Outside, everything seemed normal, until I looked at the streetlight. There's only one on our road. Just last night, it worked fine. But now the bulb pulsed like it was breathing. Slow, unnatural. Every few seconds it dimmed. Not like it was losing power, but like something was standing in front of it, blocking the light. But there was nothing there. Or maybe I just couldn't see it. At 9:30, I heard a knock at the front door. Soft, slow, rhythmic, like someone using the back of their knuckles. Tap, 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 tap. I didn't move. I held my breath, listening. Then came the second knock, harder, lower, like it was near the base of the door, like whoever was out there had crouched down. I grabbed the baseball bat from behind the couch. I didn't say anything, didn't want to make noise. But my phone lit up again. Emergency alert update, 9:32 p.m. is, they may knock, do not respond. Lock all entries, cover all glass. Do not trust familiar voices. Another knock. Faster now, more urgent. I backed away from the door, heart hammering. Then it stopped. A voice whispered through the mail slot, a voice I recognized. My mother. She died 3 years ago. Sweetheart, open up. It's dark out here. My mother's voice didn't sound dead. That's the part that got me. It was soft, sweet, the way she used to talk when I had nightmares as a kid. She whispered through the mail slot again. Come on, baby. Open up, it's cold. I dropped the bat. For a split second, the rational part of my brain flickered. This wasn't real. Couldn't be. I buried her. I saw her lowered into the ground, but I still found myself stepping toward the door. Then I noticed the peephole was completely black. Not like it was dark outside, but like it had been covered from the outside. Whatever was out there didn't want me to see it. I froze. The voice changed. No longer soft. The exact same words, but repeated in a flat, guttural imitation. Come on, baby. Open up, it's cold. It was like something pretending to be her, and getting it just a little bit wrong. I backed away again, slow, trembling. My phone buzzed. Emergency alert, 9:41 p.m. est. If they use a voice you know, it is already inside. Do not look into the dark for too long. Do not follow the noise. What noise? Then I heard it. A faint scuttling like nails on tile coming from the kitchen. I live alone. There was nothing in the kitchen a second ago. I had walked past it when the first knock came. I flipped the hallway light on and it immediately shorted out. The house went dead silent. Then the kitchen faucet turned on by itself. A slow, steady stream of water. That's when I noticed the smell. It came in waves, thick and rancid like rotting meat left in the sun. I covered my nose with my sleeve and inched toward the kitchen, every part of me screaming not to go. But I had to know. I needed to see it for myself. When I turned the corner, I expected something horrific. But there was nothing. No person, no creature, just blood. Thick streaks of it dragged across the kitchen floor, pooling beneath the fridge. Long, wet trails like something had crawled through here, and written in blood on the cabinet door. Some doors open both ways. I don't know what that means. I didn't hear the door unlock. I didn't touch the door, but somehow the front door was open now. A single muddy footprint led in from the porch. Human-shaped, barefoot, toes slightly too long. It trailed across the living room carpet and disappeared behind the hallway corner. I picked up the bat again, hands shaking. That's when I heard the voice again. But this time it was coming from inside the house. My mother's voice, raspier now, closer. Sweetheart. I found a way in. The last thing I saw before the hallway lights blew out just for a split second was a shape crawling across the ceiling. It was smiling. I didn't run. I should have. But when you see something smiling at you from the ceiling, something wearing your dead mother's voice like a Halloween mask, your brain doesn't scream run, it just stalls. The lights exploded, one by one. Pop, pop, pop. Glass rained down in glittering chunks, and in the brief flickers of electricity I saw it crawling, elbows bending the wrong way, skin too smooth. It moved like it hadn't practiced being human long enough. Then silence. Pitch black. My heart thumped like it was trying to dig out of my chest. I backed into the kitchen, every instinct screaming. My foot hit something wet. I slipped, nearly fell. When I looked down, I saw it wasn't water. It was teeth. Just loose teeth, scattered across the tile like rice at a wedding. The emergency alert tone screamed from my phone again, and I almost dropped it from the sheer volume. The screen was cracked, flickering. Emergency alert, 9:52 p.m. is, do not attempt to kill them. It makes them curious. Do not bleed in the dark. They like that. Survival rate 11%. Stay awake. Stay silent. 11%. The hallway creaked behind me. Not footsteps, more like something dragging. Or slithering. I locked myself in the bathroom. I shoved a towel under the door. Turned the light on. Sat on the edge of the tub with the bat across my lap. I told myself it was fine. I'd just stay here until sunrise. That was the plan. Then the shower curtain moved. Not a breeze, not a draft, a pull, slow, deliberate. I stood up, gripped the bat tighter. My breathing went shallow. If it was in here with me, there was nowhere to run. I grabbed the edge of the curtain and yanked it back, ready to swing. Nothing, just an empty tub, old rust stains, cracked tile. No monster. I laughed. A sharp, nervous bark. I was losing my mind. Definitely. Then the mirror fogged up behind me. No steam, no hot water, just breath. A handprint appeared on the mirror glass. Long fingers, no nails, palm like wax. I didn't hear it move, but I felt it behind me. Close enough to touch. Then it whispered, right in my ear, "You bleed pretty." I turned around, swung blindly, and hit nothing but air. But the mirror shattered, and something inside the wall screamed. I don't remember falling asleep. I know I didn't mean to. I told myself I'd stay awake. I even scratched my thigh with a pocket knife to stay sharp, just shallow, just enough pain to keep the fear hot. But I still dozed. When I woke up, it wasn't because of sound. It was because I couldn't breathe. Something was pressing on my chest. Not heavy, not even solid, just a presence, like air that had turned to fingers pinning me down. My eyes snapped open and I saw the mirror. There wasn't just one handprint now. There were dozens. Smudged, overlapping, dragging down the glass like things had been climbing out of it. I tried to sit up, but something hissed. Right next to my face. It sounded wet. I turned slowly. It was perched on the bathroom counter, crouched like an insect. Pale skin, mouth too wide, a mess of blood where its eyes should have been. It smiled at me with someone else's teeth. I screamed. It didn't like that. It hissed again, reared back, and slammed its head against the wall. Once, twice. The drywall cracked. Blood smeared in circles. It started giggling. It liked the sound. I threw the towel off the door, unlocked it, and bolted into the hallway. The lights were gone. The floorboards were soaked with something sticky. Every photo frame on the wall had been turned to face away, like they didn't want to see what was happening. I heard voices, real ones this time. Neighbors? No, two, synchronized, chanting, repeating the same sentence over and over. Let the night inside. Let the night inside. Let the night inside. I reached the living room. The front door had been nailed shut from the inside. Dozens of nails, some rusty, others fresh, all jammed through the wood like they'd grown out of it. The muddy footprints from before were everywhere now, on the ceiling, the walls, even the TV screen. And then the alert came again. But this time it wasn't on my phone. It played through my mouth. I didn't open it. I didn't speak. But the sound came out of me, buzzing, mechanical, warped. Emergency alert, 10:07 p.m. ST. Shelter has been compromised. The night is not outside. It is in you now. I dropped to my knees and vomited. What came out wasn't food. It was hair, black knotted strands, tangled with something moving beneath them. Something small, with teeth. I crushed it under my bat. It didn't die right away. It just laughed. The voice in my head, or was it on my tongue, trails off before the final word. There's only static now. I'm covered in blood. I can feel it crusting on my skin, pulling at my hair. My hands shake as I raise the bat. I don't know how many are left in the house, but I know they're hungry. From the living room, I hear the scraping of nails on hardwood. A dozen pale shapes slip out from behind my overturned sofa. They're crouched, silhouettes in the fractured moonlight streaming through broken windows. I charge. Point blank, I smash the bat into the nearest one's skull. Its head cracks like a coconut. Brain matter sprays across the carpet. The others flinch, and I take advantage. 2 more bats-wielding swings, meeting wet resistance, bodies collapsing. But there's always another. They hiss in unison, a million tiny voices rising into a keening chorus. They swarm me, and I drop the bat as claws rake my arms. Pain blossoms, hot and sharp. I kick out, connect with one's ribs, the crack echoes. Yet still they come. Then I hear it. A different sound cutting through their shrieks. Metal scraping against metal. I look up to see the front door bending inward, like steel bending under a ghost's breath. It gives way. Outside, the night is alive. Streetlights are flickering off in sequence, plunging the town into rolling darkness. Shadow tendrils slither across lawns, coil around lampposts, suffocate every glimmer. I stagger through the threshold, broken body and shaking legs. Behind me, the creatures pause at the edge of the doorframe, curious. One steps forward, tilts its head like an animal, deciding whether its prey is worth the chase. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I pull it out and read the final alert. Emergency alert, 10:16 p.m. Est. You lost. Welcome to night. A burst of static, and then the call cuts. The line goes dead. I stumble into the street. The pavement is slick with something dark. Blood, I realize, but not mine. It's pooled in the gutters, sticky with clotted limbs and shredded flesh. Shapes writhe in it, half-dissolved bodies reaching for anything still alive. I turn back toward the house. There's no light. The windows stare back like black eyes. The night waves at me, beckoning. My vision tunnels. Each breath shakes my wounds free, slicking them with something warm. I taste copper on my tongue. I grip the bat one last time, raise it, and the world goes blind. When I come to its sunrise, thin pale light seeps through an upstairs window. I'm lying on the floor. My wounds have sealed. No blood, no pain. The bat is gone. The house is quiet. Outside, Maple Ridge looks asleep, untouched. No bodies, no footprints. Just the early birdsong of a normal morning. I stand unsteadily, testing my arms. They're scarred, but whole. I touch my throat. My phone is there, screen cracked but intact. It reads 10:07 p.m. EST. It's been 8 hours. I stopped on the porch, staring at the rising sun as if it were a trick of the world. My phone vibrated in my pocket, screen glowing with that command. The dawn is a lie. My heart skipped. How could daylight be dangerous? I crept down the steps. Every morning light I'd cherished was suddenly suspect. The grass under my feet was damp with dew, or something else. Dark droplets glistened at random spots, like someone had spat tar across the lawn. Across the street, Mrs. Halverson's house lay empty. Her curtains were drawn tight, but the door stood ajar. I peeked through the gap and saw her dining table, set for breakfast. Eggs steaming, coffee cooling, yet nobody sat there. And the chair nearest the door was overturned. Its legs splintered into jagged stumps. My phone buzzed again. Emergency alert, 0605 MST. If you see others, they are not your neighbors. The night takes shape in daylight. Do not engage. I backed away and looked at my reflection in the broken window pane. My face was pale, but my eyes, they weren't mine. They gleamed wet black at the edges. I blinked. The darkness receded, but the memory of it stayed. I ran back inside, slamming the front door. The nail holes from the outside were still there, but now fresh splinters drove into my hand. I tasted copper in my mouth, my blood. I pressed my palm to my phone, hoping for solace, but it flickered with static. Somewhere behind me, the house creaked. Low, slow. A reminder that the thing in the ceiling hadn't left. That whatever borrowed my mother's voice was still here, waiting for me to slip. I grabbed a kitchen knife, the only weapon within reach, and slashed my forearm. Pain bloomed, sharp and alive. The blood that welled up was thick and dark, swirling like storm clouds in water. My breath caught. The gore should have repelled me, but I felt calm, almost safe. That's when I heard it. Soft footsteps upstairs. 13 of them, I counted by the echo. I'm still holding the knife. My arms tremble, but I'm not afraid anymore. Maybe that alert was right. Maybe this black blood, this pounding in my veins, is the only defense left. The steps are coming down. They move slower now, deliberate, like something savoring the hunt. I don't know if I'll survive what's next, but I'm beginning to think that the night isn't outside anymore. It's in me. My vision narrowed to the edge of the stairwell. Every nerve in my arm throbbed with that black blood, my own lifeline now. The footsteps paused at the top, as though whatever it was savoring my fear. I pressed my back against the wall, knife raised. The air smelled of wet stone and rot, as if the house itself was decaying from the inside out. I counted 5 seconds, 10, 15, no movement. Then a soft exhale, like someone finally letting go after a long hold. The railing creaked. I heard it, a low, wet rasp. Not a voice, but something breathing through gills. I swallowed past the taste of iron and stepped forward. "Hello?" I called, voice trembling. My words sounded foreign, hollow in my ears. No answer, just that rasp, closer now. I climbed the stairs 2 at a time, every creak a gunshot in my head. At the top landing, I saw it crouched in the hallway light, a shape with too many joints bending back, skin the color of spilled ink, soaked in my dark blood. Its head tilted, and it sniffed, like a predator testing the air. Then it grinned, wide and bone-white. I lunged, slashing downward. The blade cut deep up through its shoulder. Black ichor sprayed like fireworks on the walls, sizzling where it landed. It howled, an animal roar fused with static. The sound set the house alive. Doors banged in their frames. The floorboards thrummed. I staggered back, knife slick in my grip. It moved impossibly fast, tumbling past me and vanishing around the corner. I chased it. Adrenaline burning so bright I felt invincible, until I saw the bathroom door. My bathroom, the place I'd barricaded myself once before. Now it swung open, revealing my reflection, only it wasn't me. The mirror showed my face stretched and thin. My eyes black wells, my mouth smiling where none had been. I realized the creature had looped behind me. It emerged from the bathroom like a shadow stepping out of a puddle. 5 more shapes followed, each dragging some piece of furniture, a dresser slat, a broken chair leg like trophies. I backed into the tub, knife raised like a last prayer. They surrounded me, chanting that same phrase. "Let the night inside. Let the night inside." My heart pounded. The blade shook. I inhaled deeply, tasting that black blood in the back of my throat, tasting power. Then I charged. I burst into the center of their circle, swinging wildly. Flesh tore. 1 creature crumpled at my feet, 2 more stumbled back. I screamed in triumph and rage. But the leader, the first thing I slashed, steadied itself. Its wound closing like hot wax. It laughed, a sound that cracked the tiles. Then it stepped forward, hand outstretched. "Thank you," it whispered in my voice. And as its fingers brushed my cheek, I felt it slide inside me, carrying the whole night with it.